games. It's Big 12 Conference softball. Today, game 2 of a 3-game series between number 1 Oklahoma and Iowa State.
So solid outing by the Cyclones to start the weekend.
Swain misses with her opening pitch. Well, quite a task for a freshman, Sarah Swain, to go into the circle against this Oklahoma lineup. We'll see if she's up to the challenge. That pitch hit Jennings. We saw several hit batters yesterday.
It'll be important here for Saya Swain to settle in and really get that down fast.
Up on the upper arm, not quite on that elbow pad, on the tricep. And now Jocelyn Allo comes to bat, the national leader in home runs and RBI. She hit 2 long home runs yesterday. Out of Hawaii, Allo takes strike 1. Behind home plate today is John Schaefer. The first base umpire is Dirk Sorensen. And over at third, it is Terry Holt. And there is Dirk Sorensen coming in to have a word with Swain. Maybe a quick warning on
be an illegal pitch there.
Yeah.
So 1-0 the count now.
Okay. Correct. They do change it to 1-0. And there's the pitch, and it's driven fouled on the left side. Allo hit an opposite field home run yesterday, a 2-run shot, and then came back with a 3-run homer to left, right down the line. She uses the whole ballpark.
She really does. The ability to go with each pitch wherever it's pitched. I know one of her home runs was probably 1 to 2 balls off the plate. She took it right out to right field.
A 1-1 delivery from Swain. Allo takes up high. It's 2-1. Allo now with 75 career home runs. She has homered in 7 consecutive games and 19 of the 23 games that Oklahoma has played. Ridiculous.
You know, we talk about the top 4 home run hitters in the Big 12 are in this game, but no one's even close to Allo right now.
Yeah, she is kind of lapping the field, and we're going to get a quick visit to the circle here as Swain is struggling out of the gate. And so Iowa State catcher Michaela Ramos out to try to settle her down a little bit. 3-1 count on the dangerous Allo.
This is Saya Swain's first Big 12 game.
4 freshmen in the starting lineup for Iowa State, including Swain. And a 3-1 delivery. Allo couldn't get a good swing on it and fouled it back.
I think Allo wants that one back.
Mm-hmm. You can't make too many mistakes with her because she will make you pay. 5 RBIs yesterday. She's up to 54 RBIs in the season, the leader nationally there as well. She's hitting .552 on the season. And Oklahoma is a team hitting .463. The 3-2 to Allo. Misses, and it's first and second for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma coming out aggressive. Base runner was going on that pitch. Slid into second there, so Oklahoma showing that they're going to come out aggressive this game.
Number 9, catcher Kenzie Hansen now up for the Sooners.
Kenzie Hansen will come up for Oklahoma. Their catcher. Hansen was 2 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. Oklahoma threatening already here in the top of the first. That gets away. Both runners will move up. So wild pitch by Swain. And now it's second and third with nobody out. And we're going to see a visit to the circle here. Kate Sinnott will come out and try to settle down Saya Swain. Just a change made, but Ellie Spellhog enters for Iowa State. And there's the season numbers on Ellie. She's been really good. 8-1, a 1.98 ERA, 56 2/3. Not overpowering, just 31 strikeouts, but 22 walks. She's from Bettendorf, Iowa, played at Pleasant Valley High School. And she enters the circle for Iowa State with runners at second and third and nobody out.
Hansen is batting.
And Allie, what are some of the challenges of maybe coming into the game this early for a relief pitcher?
You know, as a relief pitcher, just really not going to have the time to settle in like you would like. Runners at second and third with no outs. We talked a little bit earlier. You know, the Cyclones really need to set the pace of the game early. So this is a tall task for her here.
And the count is 2-0 because she inherited a 1-0 count. And the pitch to Hansen misses. And it's 3-0 now on Kinsey Hansen. So Iowa State in a pinch here early in this game. 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out, and a 3-0 count on the dangerous Kinsey Hansen, who's sitting .529 on the season. There's a strike. Hansen simply does not strike out, period. She has not struck out this season in 68 at-bats.
Wow.
And she's ahead 3-1 here.
She really doesn't take a lot of walks either.
She took a called strike 2 right there, so now full count. Good job by Spellhog battling back.
Only 6 walks on the season here for Hansen as well. So she is putting the ball in play.
So probably doesn't get to a ton of full counts, but she's there now. And Ellie Spellhog rocks and delivers the 3-2. Swung on, right side, and that's handled nicely by Ranchez.
Great pitch there by Spellhawk. Got her right up on the hands, jammed her there a little bit. Just a short loop to second base.
Another look at it,
Number 3, shortstop.
and Ranchez handles that with ease. And now 1 away. So that's a big out without the runners advancing. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Grace Lyons, for Oklahoma. And there's ball 1 from Spellhog.
Lions looking for her first hit of the series in this at-bat. Went 0 for 3 yesterday.
Another very dangerous hitter, double-digit home runs on the season. Ellie Spellhog delivers. Lined into center field for a base hit. That's going to score 2, and Oklahoma strikes first. A 2-run single for Grace Lyons.
That low outside pitch just drives it right where the pitch is. That's a good piece of hitting right there. That's what you expect from Oklahoma.
And like yesterday, they jump out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Now let's see if the Cyclones can limit any further damage. Those 2 runs will be charged to Saya Swain.
For the Sooners, now at bat.
And now batting for Oklahoma is Taylon Snow, their first baseman. Up high from Spellhog. Ellie Spellhog is the pitcher. Carly Spellhog, her sister, is the first baseman for the Cyclones. Snow stands in from the left side, open stance. And that misses. 2-0. We mentioned Spellhog not necessarily overpowering. She's not going to get a ton of strikeouts, and especially with this Oklahoma lineup, you figure they're going to be putting the ball in place. So the defense has to be on its toes today. That pitch misses. So now 3-0 on Snow.
She's really trying to drill that outside corner. Unfortunately, just looking maybe a half a ball off the outside of the plate. She's close.
Spellhog delivers. And that's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. And Oklahoma with 2 runners aboard again. Second walk of the inning for OU. They have just the 1 hit, but they already have a couple of runs on the board. And now Jada Coleman, their center fielder, will stand in.
Coleman with a great day yesterday, 2 for 3 at the plate. She does have the most runs for the Sooners this year, so she is getting on base for them.
And she takes a called ball. Now, Spellhog is not necessarily hitting the target that Ramos is setting up, but it seemed like that pitch was over the plate.
Yeah, it looked like Ramos there was asking the umpire, are we missing up or are we missing out? So hopefully that conversation helps Iowa State here.
Never hurts to ask for a little feedback. There's the pitch, and that one's in for a strike. 1-1. Coleman, as you mentioned, their team leader in runs scored, also leads their team in walks drawn. She's drawn 17 walks on the season, so she does get on base a lot. The 1-1. And that's in there as well. 1-2. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like Ramos is setting up the target off the plate, then coming back in to catch it. But definitely that one was over that outside corner. So now 1-2 the count. And she checked her swing. They'll appeal. And they say she went around, so it's a strikeout for Spellhog. Jada Coleman striking out for just the 4th time this season. And now 2 away. And Lindsay Elam will bat for Oklahoma.
Player Lindsay Elam now at bat.
Overcast day in Ames. Spellhog misses low.
Elam had 1 run for the Sooners yesterday.
It's just really hard to find a weakness in this lineup. You can go up and down looking for it. You're not going to find it. That pitch low as well. It's 2-0. Lindsay Elam out of Chickasha, Oklahoma.
You look at numbers from yesterday, 9 hits for the Sooners, 9 runs for the Sooners, which is actually far below their average for the year.
Grounded to third, and taking the short route is Logan Shaban. And so it's a 2-0 lead for Oklahoma as we go to the bottom of the 1st. She's been impressive.
Yeah, I mean, 0 ERA. She has not given up a single run. 25 innings pitched. She's only given up 5 hits in 25 innings.
Yeah, so you get 1 hit every 5 innings against her. That's probably very productive. And here is the Iowa State starting lineup offensively. Carly Spellhog to lead it off. Sammy Williams, Michaela Ramos, Ochoa, Ranches, Shaban, Gossi, Cockrell, and Ramos for Iowa State. So Carly Spellhog stands in and takes ball 1.
Iowa State found success yesterday, attacking early in counts and really just big swings, just going for it. So hopefully we see that same approach from Iowa State today. Get a couple of runs of their own here.
Foul back. Shannon Sale, a redshirt senior. She's out of Land O'Lakes, Florida. Started her career at Florida International. Several of these Oklahoma players started their careers elsewhere and have had great success at OU. She is definitely one of them. That's a good-looking pitch for a strike. It's 1-2. There's the defensive alignment for OU. The outfield left-right, Alo, Coleman, and Mendez. The infield third to first is Johns, Lyons, Jennings, and Snow, and Sale and Hansen, the battery. Spellhog pops it up and straight back, but no play available that time for Hansen. So the count stays at 1-2.
Spellhog 0 for 3 yesterday, but she did start out the game with a walk, and then Williams came up first pitch with that home run. So she was still finding her way on base yesterday.
She's had a very good season. That misses outside, so now the count's 2-2. Spellhog hitting .360 on the season, 29 runs scored, couple homers, 18 RBIs. Good table setter for top of that Iowa State lineup. A 2-2. Pop foul again, and good battle here as Spellhog has fouled off a few pitches. And Ali, I would think that an entire offensive team would like that, to get to see some of the pitches.
Yeah. I mean, as a leadoff, if you're going deep into counts, that is perfect for the rest of your lineup. Really just helps build confidence for the rest of the way down.
Swain will try, or rather, Sale tries a 2-2 again, and this is Spellhog fouling off another pitch. And the count stays at 2-2. And now we're 7 pitches into this at bat. So again, giving those players on the Iowa State dugout an opportunity to see some of the stuff that Shannon Sale has. And here comes another 2-2 from Sale. That's way off the mark, and it's 3-2 now. Sale, the right-hander, delivers a 3-2. Swung on, popped into shallow left field, foul territory. Drifting over to make the play is Johns. 1 up, 1 down for Iowa State.
You know, not the way that at bat ended for Spellhog, not the what she wanted, but it was a great at bat. Like you said, a lot of pitches seen for Iowa State. So for Iowa State and Sammy Williams here, she's got to be a little more confident coming up to the plate.
And as you can see, Sammy Williams currently holds 5 Iowa State records, and she, with a hit, would have a 6th. She is tied for first place all-time in hits at Iowa State career with Brittany Gomez. And she is hit by the pitch. Second time in as many days that Williams has been hit by a pitch, and she'll advance on to first. Oh, let's see where it got her.
Right on the shin.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones hurt.
Yep, she's not going to show it, though. You're just going to have to guess how much she's hurting. But I'm guessing that stung a little bit. So Sammy Williams on first, and that will bring Michaela Ramos to the plate. And the last time we saw Michaela Ramos at the plate, she belted a 2-run homer in the 7th inning yesterday.
Several great at-bats from Ramos yesterday.
What a big cut there. Sales sailed it by her. Ramos on the season, a .370 batting average. She is one of the top nationally in doubles with 10. She has 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. She's also walked a team high 14 times. She's a very good hitter. And that almost hit her. She jumped rope to get out of the way, and it'll be 1-1. So Sale, maybe not the pinpoint control that she's used to having to start this game. And if you're Iowa State, you would like to not let her settle into groove. She has walked 9 in 25 innings. That big swing and a miss there and a fastball. Ramos, a junior out of Riverside, California. As we mentioned, had a good day yesterday with that long home run to left. Iowa State scored 5 in the 7th yesterday. Couldn't quite get over the hump, but a 9-7 game. As you mentioned, Allie, that's the most points that, or I'm sorry, the most runs that Oklahoma has allowed this season.
It's been interesting following Oklahoma this season. They really have not given up many runs, and the games that have been close, the way they've bounced back in the games after that. So if Iowa State can put up a couple here, keep it, and that is a strike 3 call there. So,
yep, good pitch from Sale. Take another look. Just hit her target perfectly.
yeah.
And Ramos was frozen. And so now Malaysia Ochoa will try to keep the inning going for Iowa State. Sammy Williams aboard at first. She is 6 of 7 on stolen base attempts this season. And that is off the arm of Ochoa, so 2 hit batters in the inning. Wasn't sure if it hit the bat or the arm, but they say off the arm of Ochoa. And this has been a series with no shortage of hit batters.
Looks like the umpires are going to have a conversation here on if maybe Ochoa leaned over that one or if it hit her clean there.
Well, and they might be wondering, did it hit the bottom of the bat or did it hit her arm? It hit her hand. It looks like her top hand. Looks like her index finger. See if she tries to continue. I think she will. Yeah. So the count is 1-2. Well, we've had a little bit of everything already in this one. Sammy Williams was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. Oklahoma had Tiare Jennings open the game by getting hit by a pitch. He later came around to score.
Looks like she is ready to go, so she's coming up 1-2 count now.
Ochoa was 1 for 4 yesterday. The runner at first is Sammy Williams. The count is 0-1. And Ochoa stands in. And that pitch is in for a strike, so now it's 0-2. Well, let's see if Ochoa can get a good swing on it. She takes ball 1.
Now it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, they just had to work.
I was just ahead of myself.
Just had to work. Seeing into the future. It's a good look at Shannon Sale. Her 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, and that'll end the inning.
Great rise ball there by Sale.
So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sale. And we go to the top half of the second. It's 2-0 Oklahoma. The best 23-game start, matching it for Oklahoma, 23-0. And for Iowa State, the best 28-game start at 22-6 in Cyclone history. We have another hit batter. What is going on? Jana Johns was hit by a pitch. We're going to see a brawl here, Allie?
you just never know. No, I do know earlier today it was misting in Ames. It wasn't necessarily a solid rain, but it was misting, so I would imagine ball might be a little bit wet today. Just not a lot of control for pitchers so far.
Nicole Mendez will stand in for OU, their number 9 hitter. She bats from the left side.
Back to talking about those standings, though, Kansas did have a big upset win yesterday against Oklahoma State. So those preseason rankings might be postseason be looking a lot different than preseason.
Certainly can happen. Three teams nationally in the top 10 from the Big 12 Conference. So the league is very strong again, and Oklahoma unanimous number 1. Mendez chopped away at that one. The runner going, and there's a great throw by Ramos to get her.
Ranches was there waiting for the runner.
Another look at the throw by Michaela Ramos. Perfect. Couldn't place it any better than that. Beat her by plenty. So 1 away now on the caught stealing. That pitch misses outside, so the count's 2-1 on Nicole Mendez. Officially, we've seen 3 batters hit by pitches today. We thought we saw a 4th, but it wasn't. It was a ruled a foul ball with Ochoa batting. Nally, you said that you actually had that happen to you once?
Yeah, my senior year, hit right off my pinky finger in the bat. I was awarded first base, but who knows on last inning.
Ellie Spellhog delivers. And they appeal. She says she did not go around. So the count's full now on Mendez, and they would love to retire her to get Jennings up there with nobody on and 2 away.
Interesting stat from yesterday. Mendez was left on base 3 times. When you look at the hitters behind her with Jennings and Alo, that's crazy to think that she was left on 3 times.
It is. That pitch is in there for a strike, called 3rd strike on Mendez. Great pitch by Spellhog, her second strikeout. So, boy, if you're Iowa State, that's a dream scenario to get these first two hitters at the bottom of the Oklahoma lineup one way or another. They get the caught stealing and then the strikeout, and now top of the order, but 2 outs, nobody on. R.A. Jennings will stand in for OU. Another good pitch from Spellhog. That one just missing.
Spellhogs really came in, calmed things down for Iowa State, keeping these hitters in check.
The right-hander rocks and delivers. That pitch misses low. It's 2-0. Spellhog was kind of a utility player a year ago, and they've really just kind of settled in on the idea that she needs to be a full-time pitcher, and she has really taken off and run with that and had a good season so far. That pitch is in for a strike. Count 2-1. And she fields her position exceptionally well, so that's always a bonus. Remember Greg Maddox winning all those gold gloves? He's won more gold gloves than anybody, actually. That pitch in the dirt, so now 3-1.
Jennings never an easy out, but would be a big out for the Cyclones here.
She did not get a hit yesterday, which is rare for her. She was 0 for 3, scored a run. Oh, good looking pitch there from Spellhog, and the count's full. So good battle here between Spellhog and Jennings. Good pitch, fouled back. Another good crowd at Cyclone Sports Complex today. You can even see some fans out there in the outfield bringing their lawn chairs to get the bleacher seats, if you will. I don't know about you, I always like watching games from the outfield angle.
Oh, yeah.
I love going to Major League Parks and sitting in the outfield.
It's the best.
There's a drive, center field, and over the head of Gosi, and Jennings will dig for a double.
Just a tough ball to read off the bat. Those line drives right at you, sometimes they're toughest ones to read for outfielders.
Gosi just inches away from making that grab in center field. But a line shot double for Jennings. That ball just exploded off the bat.
Fortunately, Gosi's first step was in on that one. She caught herself and had to go back. By the time she went back, though, just a little bit too late.
You can see Sammy Williams telling her, catch the ball. And now Jocelyn Allo bats. And it's 0-1. Allo is arguably the best hitter in America. And she stands in from the right side, 2-0. Oklahoma leading and looking for more. And a 1-1 count now on Jocelyn Allo. There's the numbers, and they are crazy good. This is just the 24th game for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma averages 3.5 home runs per game, but Allo's numbers in herself, she's averaging almost 1 a game
And
by
it's-
herself.
Yeah. It's amazing. And they are far ahead of the rest of the nation in home runs. They've hit 79 as a team, which is nuts in their 24th game. That pitch misses low. They're really trying to keep it out of the sweet spot of Allo with a base open here, but Ramos out to talk to Spellhog, and we'll see what they do here on 3-1.
To put it into perspective, Iowa State's having a great season themselves. And when I say that, they've hit 36 home runs.
Which is great, yeah. And Oklahoma has 79. 3-1, we'll see how risky Spellhog gets. That's in the dirt for ball 4. I think they pretty much had in mind that she was going to have to chase. So now they'll take their chances after the second walk of the game for Allo
Number 9.
with Kinsey Hansen.
Hansen is now up.
Hansen here, 529. That's 30 RBIs for herself there. Which, to be honest, is impressive considering you'd think that Alo would have just hit them all in, but she has 30 herself. Iowa State taking some time here.
Oklahoma threatening. They lead it 2-0 here in the top half of the second. Their number 3 hitter in their lineup is Kinzie Hansen. She stands in with 2 runners aboard and a 1-0 count, 2 away. Ellie Spellhog delivers. Just missing and really trying to keep the ball in on the hands of these right-hand hitters for Oklahoma. If you let them get those arms extended, you could be in for a long day. Hansen digs in, the 2-0. Again inside and gets away from Ramos, and everybody moves up. So second and third now for OU. The inning started auspiciously for Spellhog. She had Ramos throw out a would-be base stealer and then came back with a strikeout. So got the first 2 out of the way. But the top of this Oklahoma lineup, so dangerous. 3-0 delivery. And that misses. The bases are loaded now for Grace Lyons. And as you look here, Allie, there have been base runners all over the place for Oklahoma. They only have 2 hits.
Yeah. The Iowa State pitchers, they're doing a great job, you know, staying at the corners. Unfortunately, just missing, just in, just out on some of them. And Oklahoma hitters, known for their patience, just doing a great job of holding when they need to.
They've already drawn 4 walks and been hit by 2 pitches, so 6 base runners in addition to those 2 hits for Oklahoma. Now Grace Lyons with the bases jammed and 2 outs. And Spellhog behind 1-0. Dangerous situation here. And that's down low. 2-0.
Last thing Iowa State wants here is any more free bases given to Oklahoma, because at some point the Sooners are going to get that big hit.
You'd rather make them earn it. The problem is they're really good at earning it. 2-0 to Grace Lyons. Driven foul to the right side. You can see a really good crowd gathered today. And most of them wearing face masks. And not a perfect day for softball. It's supposed to be nicer tomorrow, I think. Here's the 2-1. And that's fouled back. 2-2. So good job battling back here from Spellhog. Nellie, you had the pleasure of playing in this ballpark. It really is one of the nicer ones across the league.
It really is. Tim Van Loo and his crew do a great job making that playing surface not only one of the best in the Big 12, but really one of the best in the country.
A 2-2. Lyons fouls off another pitch. So it stays at 2-2.
Gonna get a new ball there. Like I said, there was a little bit of rain in the area this morning, so any ball going out to the grass is going to be a little bit wet.
Just a good look at Ellie Spellhog. Sophomore from Bettendorf. And now a 2-2 delivery here. Outside, so full count again. Grace Lyons, the hitter. She's the cleanup batter for Oklahoma. She bats with the bases loaded. And that one will allow a run to score on ball 4. It is the 5th walk for Iowa State today, and it allows a run to score as Tiara Jennings comes in. So bases still loaded, and Taylon Snow will bat.
Again, unfortunately for Iowa State, just the free bases here the Sooners are taking.
It's running up that pitch count up to 47 now for Spellhog. Here is Snow. And the Cyclones, Allie, it seems, are trying to nibble, trying to hit that outside corner, inside corner, just not trying not to groove one.
Right.
But the danger with it is you just fall behind in counts, and that has happened pretty consistently here today.
Oklahoma hitters really don't make mistakes, or it's rare, I should say, for an Oklahoma hitter to make a mistake when they're up there. And I mean, you can attribute that back to coaching. You can attribute that back to these girls are just great athletes. But Iowa State's going to have to attack a little bit more here, let the defense work.
The 2-0, left side, and off the glove of Shaban into left field, and that's going to score a couple more for Oklahoma, and they lead it 5-0. So Snow comes through with an opposite field shot. And it brings home 2 more for Oklahoma.
That one there just gets right under Shaban's glove.
And they're going to rule it a hit. It drives in 2. And the Sooners now lead it 5-0. Well, you said it earlier, Allie. When a team gives Oklahoma a bit of a scare this season, they tend to make them pay the next day.
Yeah. Looking at the scores, if your team's scoring a few runs on Oklahoma, you better be ready to come out and play the next game, because looking at those scores, I mean, they beat Arizona State, I think it was 5-3, but then they came out, won their next game 33-4. So
yeah, they've had some crazy good numbers all season long. And Ellie Spellhog will try to get that third out, which has been elusive here in inning. She got the first 2 pretty simple fashion, but now 5 straight hitters have reached for Oklahoma, 3 of them on walks, a couple of hits, and now Jada Coleman is the 8th hitter to bat this inning for OU. And the lead is up to 5-0. 1-0 rather.
Number 24, center fielder Jada Coleman at bat.
Coleman struck out in her first at bat. She was 2 for 3 yesterday with an RBI. There's a good pitch from Spellhog, and it's 1-1. Same 2 teams again tomorrow to close out the series, and that game will start at noon. Two and one now. It's turned into a long inning here for Iowa State defensively.
Coleman really a threat at the plate here with her speed, the ability to drop down a bunt if she wants to, just like that.
And look at that ball crawl, just foul.
Just foul.
Ramos had the patience to, and I suppose that after a second of looking at it, you're done. I mean, she's going to beat it, so you might as well continue to look at it. And it did indeed just go foul. But good decision by Ramos.
Yeah, great decision. I think by the time she touched it, Coleman was about to touch first base.
Yeah, yeah. Great speed down that line. So now the count's 2-2 with 2 away and 2 runners on. Coleman asked for time. And here we go. Now the count is full again, and we have said that a bunch today. Ramos takes a look over to the dugout. And here comes a 3-2 from Spellhog. To the right side, handled nicely by Ranchez, and that will retire the side. But not before Oklahoma puts up a 3 spot, and they lead it 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Iowa State is just outside that top 25. They're receiving votes. They're essentially 27th in the nation. They did crack the top 25 earlier this season for the first time in school history. Leading off for Iowa State, Alicia Ranchez here in the second. And back to work is Shannon Sale, the right-handed starter for Oklahoma. in there for a strike. 0-2. And we talked about Iowa State trying to nibble at the corners. Oklahoma, as so often is the case, they have a nice cushion, a nice lead. Their pitchers can go right at the Iowa State hitters. The 0-2 misses high and away. 1-2 now.
With Sale's numbers this season, she's not scared to go right after hitters. Like you said, when you have a comfortable lead, yeah, I think it just makes it that much easier for pitchers. So they know one mistake's not going to come back to hurt them.
It's like house money. 2-2 the count here. You mentioned it earlier. Sale has allowed just 5 hits through 25 innings, and now through 26 innings pitched this season. She has walked 9. That pitch misses. Now the count's gone full. Good work from Ranchez battling back after falling behind 0-2. Fouled back by Ranchez. Alicia is a sophomore. She's from Ua Beach, Hawaii, and played at the same high school as Jocelyn Allo of Oklahoma, James Campbell High School. She has a 3-2 count. And Sale misses low, so it's a leadoff walk for Alicia Ranchez, and she earned it.
Both teams' pitchers are right around the zone right now.
So Logan Shaban will bat. There's the Cyclone third baseman,
That brings up number 6.
senior.
Logan Shaban.
One of the few Cyclone players that had actually played a game in this park before yesterday. And that skips away. Ranchez into second. So runner in scoring position for Iowa State. Another look.
That one just gets away from her. Doesn't get all the way through the pitch. Just gets sails on her a little bit.
As the name would imply. 5-0 Oklahoma here in the second. Sooners trying to improve to 24-0 on the season. That sailed on her too. But a good job catching it by Hansen. But after getting those first 2 strikes on Ranchez, things have gotten away from Sale a little bit here in the second. See if Logan Shaban can take advantage with a 2-0 count. Popped back, 2-1 now.
Patty Gasso is going to come out and talk with her infield here. Just settle things down a little bit.
Her 27th year as the head coach at Oklahoma. This Big 12 conference is going to be fascinating this season. As we talked about how Oklahoma is just so strong at the top of the league, but we saw in that top 10 there's some other very good teams in this league, and then Iowa State and some others are not far behind. It's going to be a very competitive race in the Big 12 Conference. And it's just getting going.
Several teams have the ability to make it far into the NCAA tournament this year.
Shaban with a big swing and a miss on a fastball by Sale. It's 2-2. Well, Iowa State would love to get into that NCAA tournament field. Got to believe they're keeping a close eye on RPI and some other measures. The 2-2 fouled back by Shaban, had a good cut there.
Shaven doing a good job keeping her swing nice and short there. She's not looking for any huge hits right now. She's just looking for a base hit to get Iowa State on the board.
2-2 count. Runner at second is Ranchez. 3-2 now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Iowa State threatening. Sale trying to avoid giving up the first run this season. Strikes out Shaven. Sale gets her third strikeout. And Kaylee Gosey will bat for Iowa State. Another look at that rise ball.
That is a tough pitch to hit.
So Gosey will give it a try against Sale. She stands in from the left side. Ball misses. Gosey, a freshman, one of 3 freshmen in the batting order today for Iowa State. She's from Houston, California, just outside San Francisco. Big swing and a miss. We don't have the luxury of a radar gun, but man, these Oklahoma pitchers throw hard, don't they? We saw it yesterday with Juarez. We're seeing it again today with Sale.
It's important here for Iowa State to just, like I said yesterday, get that foot down, make those swings straight to the point. Nothing too big.
Iowa State does have a good hitting team.
Yeah.
Oklahoma can tend to make you not look that way. A timeout called by Sale. By Gosey, rather.
As a hitter, you have the ability here. Let the pitcher provide your power.
Right.
I mean, you just got to get your bat to the ball. That ball's coming in with enough speed. The power's there for you.
That one got away, so Ranchez moves up to third. And now the count is 2-2 on Gosey. So with one away, a fly ball might score a run. Perhaps a ground ball up the middle could score a run. Just got to make some contact. Up high, full count now. Sale talking to herself a little bit. I do that a lot. And now the count 3-2 on Gosey. Struck her out.
Again with that rise ball. That is a dominant pitch here for Sale.
And that is the 4th strikeout for Sale here in the first 2 innings. Another look at it. That's tough, isn't it?
It really is.
Because that ball is getting up on you in a hurry, and it looks hittable. It's so inviting. And the next thing you know, it's gone right over the top of your bat. Now Malia Cockrell will bat for Iowa State. Another freshman in the lineup today. Takes ball 1. Cockrell, the designated player for Iowa State. She's a freshman from Huntington Beach, California. Had the opportunity to pinch hit yesterday. She was hit by a pitch. She bats with a runner at third and 2 away. And takes a strike, 1-1 now. Stands up in the front of the batter's box. You see a lot of hitters stand in the back of the box. Cockrell gets right up there.
Try to beat the rise ball.
Well,
and it got her.
It sure did. Easier said than done.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
1-2 the count. I don't know if I'd want to get closer.
I was always the approach, go to the back of the box and see it rise.
Get a little longer look.
Yep.
And there is a missed throw by Sale, not by much. 2-2 the count.
Some hitters, though, just want to be right up at the front, see if they can catch it before some movement. With the way Sale's rise ball is moving, though, I Not quite sure.
2-2. And a called strike 3 will end the inning. So Sale, after allowing the leadoff walk, strikes out the side in order from there. So we go to the top half of the third, and Oklahoma leads it 5-0. Oklahoma with 2 runs in the first, 3 more in the second. The nation's top offensive team tries to add more here in the third.
It's going to be important here for Spellhog. Like we said earlier, limit the free passes. Keep these runners off the bases. If we can get, or if Iowa State can get these outs, that's really important. Just maybe stay away from the top of the lineup this inning.
5 walks so far on the day for OU, and they've also had 2 batters hit by pitches, in addition to their 3 hits. So they've had base runners all over the place. And Lindsey Elam leads it off for the Sooners and draws ball 1. And there's ball 2.
Elam only 1 walk on the season, so she's going up there. She's swinging the bat hard.
2-0 count. That misses 3-0. Did miss by much, but Spellhog is behind again. And she's thrown 59 pitches. Here comes number 60 with 3-0 count. And that misses up high. So a 4-pitch walk, and it is the 6th walk of the day for Oklahoma. And they get their leadoff hitter on for the 3rd straight inning. And Jana Johns will bat for OU.
Number 20, third baseman, Jana
We mentioned they came into the series hitting .470. Their on-base percentage coming into the series, .538.
Wow.
I mean, just every number you could recite for this Oklahoma team is a wow. Offensively, pitching, I mean, just, man, solid in every area. There's Jana Johns.
One of the numbers that really sticks out to me coming into this series is opposing team ERA is above 15.
That's unheard of. That pitch misses low. 1-1 the count on Johns. And it still is, even after yesterday's game, it's at 15.3. And their ERA, 1.3. Spellhog, a 1-1 delivery to Johns. The shortstop Williams over to second for 1. Relay, that's a double play. Beautifully turned by the Cyclones. 6-4-3.
Great job by the Cyclones there. Spellhog doing a great job just going right after, getting that ground ball for infield. Williams with a perfect flip over the second.
Pitcher's best friend right here.
Textbook.
You know, it's another crazy stat. Iowa State has not grounded into a double play itself this season.
Really?
As a team. They have not once grounded into a double play. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. So 2 away, nobody on. Now that was the situation in the second. And then Oklahoma had 5 straight hitters reach and ended up putting up 3 runs in that inning. Let's see if Spellhog can finish this one off as she faces the number 9 hitter Mendez. 2-0. Nicole Mendez struck out looking in the second. She was 1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. You can see the numbers are very solid on the season. There's a bunt out of the reach of Ramos. 2-1 now.
Mendez in this 9 slot really acts as a second leadoff hitter for the Sooners. When you have Tiare Jennings with as many home runs as she has, Mendez's ability to get on, which this time doesn't look like it.
Nope, Sammy Williams catches the pop-up, and it ends up being 3 up, 3 down for Oklahoma. They had a leadoff walk, but the double play helps Iowa State put up a goose egg in the third. The number 9 hitter. And back to work goes Shannon Sale, who has struck out 5 through 2 innings and has not allowed a hit. Ramos takes a strike.
Ramos there showing slap on the first pitch, hitting away on the second pitch. So trying to keep the defense on their toes.
Ramos had a good day yesterday defensively and at the plate. She was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI.
Had a busy day in left field.
She did. Rise ball, check swing. They appeal. She did not go around. So the count now is 2-1 on Ramos. Skylar Ramos, no relation to Michaela Ramos. Skylar is from Ventura, California, senior. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss.
Iowa State's just got to keep it simple here. Base hits. Base hits do the job.
Yeah, you're not going to hit a 5-run home run. And there's strike 3, and that is the 6th strikeout, including 4 straight now for Sale. Back to the top of the lineup at Carly Spellhawk. Now they had, 10 strikeouts yesterday or 11 from G. Juarez. These pitchers for Oklahoma can make some bats miss. Spellhog led off the game, popping up to third. And this time she'll pop up to short. 2 up, 2 down. And Sammy Williams will come to the plate.
See if Williams can get something started here for the Cyclones.
Sammy had a 2-run homer yesterday. Her 14th of the season. She has a team-high 40 RBIs, among the national leaders in that category as well. Big swing on the first pitch. She loves going after that first pitch, doesn't she? Well, you said go for it, and that's what Sammy Williams always does.
Yes.
She loves to go after that first pitch. She's an aggressive hitter, and you can see the impressive numbers for the Cyclone senior. And she drives this one into left center and all the way to the fence. Digging for 2 is Williams, in with another double. And Sammy Williams has just broken the Iowa State record for career hits that she shared with Brittany Gomez. What another great accomplishment for this outstanding senior, Sammy Williams, her 298th career hit.
And Coach Pink's getting the ball for her there.
What a career she's had.
Getting the standing ovation from that Cyclone crowd is an awesome, awesome, awesome accomplishment for Sammy Williams.
Adds to her school record in doubles. That's her 73rd of her career. And she now holds school records in hits, doubles, homers, RBIs, runs, and at-bats. And still has plenty of games to add to those records. Michaela Ramos, the batter, with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. Quick throw. Williams dives back. It's been an absolute joy to watch Sammy Williams play in a Cyclone uniform. Just an amazing career.
And an awesome student athlete.
There's a foul back by Ramos.
First team academic, all Big 12, all for years at Iowa State. I believe I saw she just accepted a job with Boeing.
She did, indeed. And that is super impressive. So, an accomplished student athlete, emphasis on student, but also on athlete. And that pitch up high. 3-1. I don't remember Boeing contacting me my senior year in college saying, hey, when you graduate, would you like to come work for us? It didn't quite work that way.
Nope.
Ramos fouls one back. Now maybe I just forgot. I don't know. But I can't recall that happening. What a great accomplishment for Sammy Williams. So now a full count here on Ramos as Iowa State tries to score the first run of the season against Sale. And that misses for ball 4. So a couple runners aboard for Malaysia Ochoa. So yes, Sale now in her 28th inning of work this season has not allowed an earned run. And Ochoa will try to change that here. Ochoa had an interesting at bat earlier in the game. Looked like she was hit by a pitch. You can see some tape around her finger on her right hand, her index finger. She had the ball strike her hand, but the umpires ruled that it hit the bat. Perhaps in addition to the hand, I don't know. But anyway, they called it a foul ball, not a hit by pitch. And then she proceeded to strike out. As the at-bat continued, Jamie Pinkerton had a long discussion about it. She takes a swing here and misses.
Sale going back to that rise ball. She's really been dominant over Iowa State hitters today with that pitch. So going back to it there. Ochoa as a young hitter here. Big 12 pitching is new for a lot of these hitters.
Check swing. They're going to take a look, and she did not go around, so the count is 2-1. Now we saw Cockrell, one of the freshmen for Iowa State, stand in the front of the box against Sale. It's the opposite here for Ochoa. She's in the very back of the batter's box.
No one taking the middle.
Middle's boring. That's down and away. So now 3-1. So the Cyclones threatening here in the third. They've got a couple runners aboard. Sammy Williams hit a double, and then Michaela Ramos drew that walk. All this happening with 2 outs. And now 3-1 the count on Malaysia Ochoa. And that one's fouled away. It's 3-2. Ochoa, another of those Cyclone freshmen.
Runners will be going here on a 3-2 count with 2 outs, so if she can even just poke one into the outfield here, should be an RBI for her.
At least one. They're playing her to hit the opposite way in the outfield. And that pitch misses outside, so it's another walk, and the bases are loaded for Iowa State. For Alicia Ranchez. Well, we saw a real competitive spirit to Iowa State yesterday. They were down 9-2 going to the bottom of the 7th. They put up 5 runs, made that a 9-7 game. They're not about to go away quietly.
And now for Iowa State.
This Iowa State team all year, they compete. I mean,
They do.
really, there's really no other way to put it. They come out and they compete every single game.
Ranchez with the bases loaded took a big
That's
swing.
a swing.
There you go. Yep. Nothing shy about that attempt. 0-1. Sale gave up her first hit of the game, the double by Williams with a couple outs here in the third, and a couple walks to follow. So now bases loaded. Ranchez was hit
Got her.
by the pitch. And Sale proves she is human. She's allowed an earned run for the first time this season. Sammy Williams comes home to add to her school record for career runs scored with her 186th.
Oklahoma's going to take a timeout here. Just regroup for Sale.
Bases loaded now for Logan Shaven, and it's a 5-1 game. First earned run allowed this season by Sale. Here's a good look at Jamie Pinkerton discussing things with Logan Shaven. A long discussion in the circle for Oklahoma. One that was not broken up. They continue to chat. Now here we go. Bases loaded. 1 run in. And Logan Shaven will bat from the right side against Sale. Ball 1.
Shaven, 14 RBIs on the year. She's got herself a pretty good season going here.
Very dependable senior, third baseman. The 1-0 misses again. So Sale got the first 2 hitters easily. Then a double by Williams, a couple of walks, and a hit by pitch. And now a 2-0 count on Logan Shaven. Well, see if Logan can drive one here. Took a strike, 2-1. Shaven out of Portsmouth, Iowa, as we mentioned, a suburb of Harlan. 126th the population. Here's the 2-1. Driven, left field, but foul.
Had the distance.
Yes, it did. Wow.
Wouldn't that be something?
That close to a tie game. So good swing put on that pitch by Logan Shaven, but now 2-2 the count. Shaven struck out swinging in her first at bat. Here's some encouragement from that Cyclone dugout. Swing and a miss, she got her. So Sale comes back to get the strikeout, her 7th of the day. But Iowa State does get on the board. We'll go to the 4th. It's 5-1 OU. In her last at bat, she was hit by a pitch and scored in her first at bat. Jennings, just a freshman, super talented. Popped up. And Ranchez out, but in comes Gosi to make the play. Almost easier coming in than going out. And that's Gosi retiring Jennings.
Gosi catching that one, it looked like on the palm of her glove there, so got that second hand up to keep it in.
1 up, 1 down for OU, and now Jocelyn Allo will bat. Allo, 2 home runs yesterday, 21 on the season, to lead the nation. '75 career home runs.
Got a timeout here called by the umpire.
He wants to change out the ball after Spellhog was rubbing a little dirt on it. That softball getting wet too, as it's kind of misting out there at the Cyclone Sports Complex. Spellhog to Allo, a 1-0 pitch. Misses away, 2-0.
Iowa State really not giving Alo much to swing at here today. Can't say I blame them. Base is empty here.
The 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1. Alo takes a look at ball 3. And she has indeed walked in her first 2 plate appearances, scored both times. That's one of the challenges when you are a tremendous hitter. You are going to have some patience. She draws her 3rd walk of the day. And so Kinsey Hansen will bat.
Bring up number 9, catcher Kinsey Hansen.
7 walks now for this Oklahoma lineup today. And there's Hansen. She has walked and scored. Also lined out to second baseman Alicia Ranchez in this game. To the right side, and it drops. Foul. Oklahoma 5-1 lead here in the 4th. 5 runs on 3 hits for the Sooners. 1 run on 1 hit for Iowa State.
Seen a lot of base runners this game. We've talked a few times about the amount of walks, but for a game with only 4 hits, this game has been pretty long for a 4-hit game.
It has indeed. A lot of pitches taken, and there is a 1-1 count now on Hansen. And that's the reason that Oklahoma has the numbers they do. They swing at strikes. And I would add that you're probably about the best I've ever seen at that, at swinging at strikes and taking the balls. And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here, but there's an art to it, and you had it mastered.
Thank you. As a hitter, it's just important to go up and know what your pitch is and really just be looking for that one.
Iowa State turned a double play earlier in the game. Couldn't quite do it that time, but Shaban did get the lead runner. And so now 2 away, and Hansen's at first on the fielder's choice, and Grace Lyons will bat.
Up comes number 3, shortstop Grace Lyons.
Lyons singled to drive in 2 in the first, then walked in the 2nd inning. Want to know the count? Grace Lyons, the shortstop for this Oklahoma team. I think 449 on the season. With 10 home runs and 29 RBIs now after she got the 2 earlier today.
Spellhawk working from behind again on another powerful Oklahoma hitter.
The 2-0, now 3-0. This top of this Oklahoma lineup, you mentioned that Iowa State was able to do some okay things against the top of the lineup yesterday, but they've been doing their damage today. And that pitch misses for ball 4. Nine walks for Oklahoma's offensive lineup. We're in the top of the 4th inning.
Number 5, first baseman Taylon Snow is batting.
Taylon Snow bats. She drove in 2 with a base hit last time up.
Just missing that corner again for Spellhawk.
Snow asked for time. She'll talk to Patty Gasso. So a couple runners on board here in the fourth inning, and Iowa State trailing 5-1. Trying to keep the damage from going beyond that. It was a strange start to the game for Iowa State. Saya Swain got the start in the circle for the Cyclones, just threw a handful of pitches and hit the leadoff hitter Jennings, and then walked Allo and got out behind 1-0 on Hansen at the start of this game, and then was relieved by Spellhog. And this pitch is in for a strike, and the count 1-1 now. Talon Snow, 421 hitter. Only one home run on the season. This one to the opposite field. And look at the effort by Skylar Ramos, but she couldn't quite get there. She's a little bit disgusted. We saw her track down a couple of tough opportunities yesterday, but couldn't quite get to that one. Talented left fielder for Iowa State. So the count now 1-2. Spellhog will deliver her 76th pitch here. Sammy Williams gobbles it up across the diamond, and that will end the inning.
Another good defensive inning for the Cyclones.
Oklahoma threatens but does not score. It stays 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. That was the 2007 team that you're referring to that also started 23-0 for Oklahoma. Iowa State off to its best start in school history at 22-6. Kaylee Gosey will lead it off, the center fielder for Iowa State. Sale works from in front, 0-1.
Gosey up out as we get the fourth underway. Cockrell on deck for Iowa State.
That pitch just missing. It's 1-1.
Donovan fourth underway with Iowa State.
Same two teams again tomorrow to close out the series. A noon start at Cyclone Sports Complex. We'll have it for you on Big 12 Now from ESPN+. Gosey takes a strike, and the count is 2-2, I believe, if the scoreboard's correct. I think it is correct, 2-2. Gosey, a freshman, fights that pitch off. She struck out in her first at bat today.
Sale just really needs to attack the bottom part of the Cyclone lineup here. Make this a quick inning for the Sooners.
She rocks and delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Shannon Sale. That's her 8th of the day.
Now, for the Cyclones, number 20, designated player Malia Cockrell.
Malia Cockrell will bat for Iowa State. Yeah, she's back in the box this time. That's interesting. She was way up in the front of the batter's box in her first at bat. And this time she's backing up a little bit.
Trying a new approach.
A little longer look at the pitch. And she takes inside for a ball, 1-1 the count.
Cockrell's swing, just really not a lot of extras to it. Just gets in her stance, not a lot of movement.
The 1-1. Now 1-2. Cockrell getting her opportunity at designated player today. Iowa State will use several different players in that spot. Sarah Tyree, Leah Nelson, Emily Guerra, we saw in that spot yesterday, Alyssa Orr, And that's a called third strike. So Cockrell strikes out for the second time today. Both times looking. And that is strikeout. Is that number 10, I believe? For
I
Sale?
believe it is, yeah.
5, 6, 7. No, I think I've got it with 9. I'm sorry. So she's getting there, but here is Skylar Ramos. Ramos struck out swinging in her last at bat.
Sale attacking the zone a lot more this inning. It looks like the light rain has stopped here in Ames to the pitcher's benefits.
Fouled back, 1-1. Oklahoma got 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Iowa State got its 1 run in the third. They bat here in the fourth, trailing 5-1. Sale misses, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery from Sale. Ramos fouls it away, 2-2. Couple strikeouts so far in this inning for Shannon Sale. She will see if she can strike out the side. Fouled back.
Ramos, a player that plays with a lot of emotion, does a great job hyping up this Cyclone offense and defense for that matter.
Really good defensive left fielder. Takes up high for a ball and the count runs full.
Great hold on that rise ball.
So at least making Sale work a little bit here in this bottom half of the fourth. Sale's up to 85 pitches. Gave up her first earned run this season earlier in this game. Check swing, she went around. We'll appeal it, and she did indeed. So Sale strikes out the side. She now has 10 strikeouts through 4 innings. Oklahoma leads at 5-1 as we go to the 5th.
And the Royals.
That's true. Jada Coleman leads it off for Oklahoma here in the 5th inning. But really, the job he's done, this Cyclone team, we've seen them get better every year, and they have taken, I think, really big steps. And you know, there's still a ways to go, but they are making a ton of progress just outside the top 25 right now.
Yeah. And it shows with the confidence they play with. That's something that I don't want to say you haven't always seen in Iowa State teams, but they almost have sort of a swag to them when they play.
No doubt. Late strike call. And she bunts and will try to beat this out, and will.
Nice bunt.
Yeah, really nicely done by Jada Coleman. So Lindsay Elam will bat. We'll see if Coleman's running. She's their team leader in stolen bases. She's 9 of 10 in that department this season. Oklahoma doesn't run a ton, but it's because they're usually jogging around the bases with their 79 team home runs. Elam bats.
Elam also showing bunt. Going to make the defense work a little bit this inning.
Jana Johns tried to steal earlier in the game, and Michaela Ramos threw her out. So we'll see. We'll see how aggressive Coleman is on the base paths here. Driven deep center field and gone. A 2-run homer for Lindsey Elam. First home run of the day, but the 80th of the season for Oklahoma.
Just a great cut by Elam. Unfortunately for Spellhog, I think she grooved that pitch a little bit more than she wanted to. Elam was ready for it and took that one right over the center field fence.
Second home run of the season for Lindsey Elam.
It looks like Ramos set up outside. That pitch got just a little too much at the plate for Spellhog.
And so Oklahoma increases the lead to 7-1 on the 2-run blast by Lindsey Elam. Now Jana Johns will bat.
'80 home runs.
You know, the amazing thing about it is that coming into this series, the second place team nationally in home runs is Arkansas with 53. 80 drops down to 53. That's a pretty big margin. You're practically lapping the field. Johns with a big cut, fouls that one back. And Elam, typically not one of those home run hitters for Oklahoma, second of the season a moment ago. But as we mentioned before, everybody up and down this lineup has great numbers. There's no place to hide with this Oklahoma lineup. 7-1 Sooners. And this one driven by Johns into left field, and drifting over is Ramos to make the catch for out number 1. Nicole Mendez will bat.
Ramos covering a lot of ground on that play. She almost caught that in center field.
Usually you see the center fielder say, "It's mine." Ramos wasn't about to concede. Looks like Mendez dropped a couple baseball cards out of her pocket or something.
Her signal cards.
There you go. She will bat here. 7-1 Oklahoma. Trying to slap that time and missing. Don't see a lot of slap hitting in this series. These two teams get up there swinging away. That pitch misses low and away. Ellie Spellhog has pretty much gone the distance for Iowa State. Swain just faced the first two hitters of the game. But all the outs have been retired by Spellhog.
Showing slap there is Mendez.
So 1-2 now with one away and 2 runs in here in the 5th. You try to avoid the mercy rule. Mendez back to the middle. We told you Spellhog fields her position well, and she did it right there. And so 2 away. Back to the top of the order for Oklahoma and Tiare Jennings, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Scored a couple of runs. She had a double. Pitch up high for a ball.
Like we said earlier, Jennings only a freshman. You can just tell she's going to be a key piece of this OU lineup for the next 3-4 years to come.
No question. She takes a pitch inside for a ball, and now she's ahead in the count against Spellhog. Wide stance. taking all the way, and now it's 3-0.
You got to think Jennings has a green light here. If she sees something she likes, I bet she's swinging hard. The wind has picked up a little bit out there.
Spellhog gets the automatic. It's 3-1. Not always automatic, but a lot of the times a 3-0 pitch gets a little more of a zone. It's now 3-1. Jennings takes ball 4. 10th walk of the day for Oklahoma. And here comes Jocelyn Allo.
Allo hasn't seen many pitches to swing at yet today, so we'll see what Iowa State's approach is this time around. Can't imagine it'll be too different, but
Spellhog delivers, and Allo takes ball 1, just missing. Spellhog thinking, I need that pitch against her. Oh, man. 3 walks on the day for Allo. On base percentage, 628. That time, it just missed again. And Spellhog says, what? It's pretty close. So 2-0 the count. Allo drives 1 foul.
I think Allo knows where it's coming now, so if I were her, just be sitting on that outside pitch, try to take one opposite field.
Mm-hmm. And we saw her do it yesterday. And then she took an outside pitch and almost drove a 3rd home run out to left later in the game. So strong. She was a state champion wrestler in high school as well. That pitch misses outside, and the count 3-1. We have girls wrestling out in Hawaii, and she was a state champ. Jocelyn Allo. Ball 4, her 4th walk of the day. And as a team now, 11 walks for Oklahoma. 2 runners aboard for Kinsey Hansen.
Next up for the Sooners is number 9, catcher Kinsey Hansen.
Hansen has walked and lined out to second baseman Alicia Ranches. She's also reached on the fielder's choice. And she takes ball 1. Spellhog has been working from behind in the count most of the day. The numbers on Hansen. 100th pitch for Spellhog. 2-0.
All outside on Allo, coming back on Hansen, really drilling that inside corner. Her previous at-bats, that's where the Iowa State has really stayed as well, right on her hands. Her pop-up to the second baseman jammed her. So they're staying there.
2 runners aboard, a 2-0 count.
Again, inside.
But on the corner this time, and now it's 2-1. That's the spot that Spellhog's been trying to hit against Hansen. Right there. Let's see if she can come back in that same spot again. In the dirt, Ramos can't find it, and Jennings moves up. As does Allo. So now second and third with 2 outs and a 3-1 count. Driven to right, and a good catch
Great
made
catch
by Ochoa. That retires the side, but a couple of runs in on the 2-run blast by Elam. And it is 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Sale delivers to Spellhog. Good cut. Fouled back.
And this is the part of the lineup that gave Sale some issues back in the third inning. So for the Cyclones, keeping the foot on the gas here for this part of the lineup, seeing if they can get some runs on the board here.
Spellhog is 0 for 2, but she's made contact both times, popped up twice. And she drives this one into left center, and gone! A home run for Carly Spellhog.
That is just what Iowa State needed there. Great hit, getting fully extended out to left center. Great piece of hitting by Carly Spellhog.
Third home run of the season for the Spellhog, and the first one allowed all season by Sale. A solo shot to lead off this fifth inning. Another look. Center cut.
That was a no-doubter for Spellhog.
Carly Spellhog with a solo shot to make it a 7-2 game. Now Sammy Williams.
She was going for back-to-back home runs there.
See her smiling. She's not going to take an unaggressive swing. We know that. 0-1 the count. And she drives one to left, and this one's playable. And handling it out there for Oklahoma is Mackenzie Donahue, who checked into the game defensively. And so Williams gave it a shot, trying to go back-to-back. Now Ramos will bat for Iowa State.
Tell you what, off the bat, that one looked like it had some distance to it, but just got held up in the ballpark.
The wind is blowing out toward left. Ramos, who homered yesterday, stands in from the right side. She had a solo home run in the 7th inning yesterday. Really crushed it. She has some good numbers offensively on the season. She's really improved. There's a drive, but will it stay fair? No, it won't. Ramos just got out in front. She's 6th in the nation in doubles with 10 on the season. Made a bid for another home run there.
Like I said, this part of the lineup's really making Sale work. If she's throwing it in the zone, they're ready for it.
Off-speed pitch misses way outside. Well, we mentioned earlier just the improvement that Michaela Ramos has made. You love to see that player development within the Iowa State program. Talked about the job Jamie Pinkerton has done. That's been such a big part of it. Here's Ramos again, driving one to the left side, but foul again. She's getting some good cuts up there. Spellhog led off the inning with a home run. Sammy Williams flew out to deep left field. Now Michaela Ramos bats with one away, and the Cyclones trailing 7-2. Ramos struck out. She's also walked in this game. And here's a 2-2 delivery from Sale. 3-2.
Great eye by Ramos there. Sale trying to get her to chase, and Ramos really wasn't having any of it.
Well, let's see if she can get something she can drive here. She's already driven 2 pitches in this at-bat, but both foul. And that misses for ball 4. Ramos hustling, but will hold it first. And that brings up Malaysia Ochoa. Second walk of the day for Michaela Ramos. Ramos, the team leader in walks for Iowa State. That's her 16th of the season. And Ochoa will give it a try here with one away and a runner aboard. Iowa State rallied yesterday Lost 9-7. Down 7-2 here. Ochoa fouls off the first pitch. So they have made Sale work. She'll throw her 99th pitch here.
This is typically a time we may see a pinch runner for Ramos at first, but doesn't look like Pink's going that direction today.
Up high for a ball, 1-1. Ochoa takes ball 2, 2-1. Ochoa did walk in her last at bat. She struck out in her first plate appearance. Two and one count here with a runner aboard. A run in here in the fifth. Big swing. Ochoa hitting .341 on the season. Fouls that one away. We mentioned this Iowa State offense is pretty solid. You know, you can get overshadowed when you're playing Oklahoma, but the Cyclones fifth nationally in runs scored coming into this series on the season.
.318 batting average overall as well.
The 2-2. And another strikeout for Sale. She's racking them up. That's her 11th of the day.
Wow.
And now for your Cyclones, here comes number 5.
Now Alicia Ranchez will bat. Try to keep this inning alive. Ball one. Ranchez has been on base in her 2 plate appearances. She walked and then she was hit by a pitch. And she's ahead 1-0 here. Timeout called. We'll have a visit to the circle from Patty Gasso. They're expecting sunshine tomorrow for the noon start to close out the series. Temperatures in the mid-50s.
You look at possible pitching matchups for tomorrow, looking through, rosters of both teams. Oklahoma's had 7 pitchers throw this season.
And they've all been good.
Every single one of them.
Well, after the pitching change, Olivia Raines came in and caught stealing, I believe, for Ramos. And so that will end the inning. So Raines was not in the circle for very long. And we will go to the 6th inning. Iowa State with the home run in the inning off the bat of Carly Spellhog, trails 7-2. Ellie Spellhog goes back to work in the circle for Iowa State. Oklahoma leading at 7-2 now as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Here's what happened a moment ago. We were in the pitching change there, and then they caught stealing, close play, but Ramos tagged out. And that ended the inning. Now Oklahoma comes to bat with the number 4 hitter, Grace Lyons, leading it off. Looks like it's gotten a little bit more breezy there at the ballpark. Lyons stands in from the right side. She has singled to drive in 2. She's also walked twice. Grounded foul. Oklahoma trying to get to 24-0 for the first time in school history. And with their history, that would be an impressive feat. The 1-1 from Ellie Spellhog. Right field. And it drops in for a hit in front of Ochoa. So leadoff single for Grace Lyons, her second single of the day. Taylon Snow will bat.
Really the first kind of bloop hit we've seen drop. Both defenses have done a really good job defending those type of hits this weekend.
No errors in this game at all for either team. Taylon Snow bats for Oklahoma, with the Sooners leading at 7-2.
Snow thought about that one. They're going to check on it.
Ruled the ball. One and one now. Well, among the accomplishments for Iowa State that we've seen so far in this game, the hit by Sammy Williams, a double to become the career hits leader at Iowa State. And then the home run by Spellhog. Sammy Williams, with that hit, eclipsed Brittany Gomez, who is currently the head softball coach at Bemidji State. Had a great career at Iowa State.
Now that's a cold place to play softball.
Yeah, it's about as north as you can get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still be in the United States of America. And missed outside. Count is 2-2 on Taylon Snow. Opposite way and foul. And again, Ramos goes over to track down a foul ball. The count 2-2.
Like we said earlier, Oklahoma not really a team that slaps a lot. Snow is one of those hitters that can do both. But OU, just as a team, when you have that much power, they're not looking at the short game as much.
To the right side, and that's handled by Carly Spellhog, and the return throw not in time, but they get the lead runner. Well played by Spellhog. Another look at it.
24, center fielder Jada Coleman is now at bat.
Really hard to turn to. Left-hand hitter with good speed. And Coleman will good speed. A 2-2 or a 7-2 lead for Oklahoma. Runner at first, and then she shortened up. Heading back to first with Snow. Coleman singled and scored in her last at bat. It was a bunt single. Two 2-0 the count on Jada Coleman. Coleman, a freshman. Both these teams have some very good freshmen. Coleman slaps that one foul.
Across the Big 12, the young talent in the conference, I think, really goes to show the future of the conference and get the Big 12 back to being one of the, if not the most dominant conference in the country.
1-2 the count on Coleman, and she stays alive. So you think about all the things that Oklahoma does well. We've mentioned the pitching numbers. We've mentioned the hitting numbers. We're also the 5th in the nation defensively with a .984 fielding percentage. I mean, this is a team you can look for a long time trying to find the flaw. There is a little slap to the third baseman, and they'll get the lead runner again, Shaban on to Ranches. So Coleman on at first on a fielder's choice, and 2 outs.
Iowa State infield playing a really clean game today, getting the lead runner several times throughout this game, not giving up a lot.
That infield defense has been a real strength. You know, the left side has just been so dependable for so many years with Shaban and Williams over there. And it's a nice combination on that left side of the infield for Iowa State. Elam will bat. She hit a home run in her last at bat, her second of the season, a 2-run shot. Lindsey Elam takes up high for ball 1. 7-2 Oklahoma here in the 6th. And there's a snap throw by Ramos. Oh, it hit Spellhog. She will try to shake this off, but that is not easy to do. Spellhog just trying to get out of the way. Another look at it. Ooh. The back. Around the shoulder blade.
Low throw, and Spellhog just started coming up just a little too soon.
She's done a terrific job behind the plate this season for Iowa State. So, back in there is Elam. The count is 2-0. Runner at second. And that one gets away, and the runner will move up. So on to third goes Jada Coleman. And the count 3-0 on Elam. There is the 12th walk of the day for Oklahoma. Does make for a long game. 122 pitches
Definitely.
for Spellhog.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter coming in for Oklahoma.
Yeah, they will indeed send Grace Green to the plate. She pinch hit yesterday as well. She'll hit for Jana Johns. So you say to yourself, oh, you got to go to your bench, huh? Grace Green on the season, a .458 hitter. 10 RBIs. The depth of this Oklahoma team is amazing. So you send the .458 hitter up there to bat for the .346 hitter. And Grace Green stands in from the right side with a couple runners aboard. It takes ball 1. Ramos taking a look. Ball 2, and the runner moves up. That was Riley Boone in to pinch run, advancing on to second.
Riley Boone, the one with the Sports Center top 10 play yesterday out in left field.
Yeah. A diving catch. 2-0 the count here. And that is driven into right center and deep and gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Green, a pinch hit home run and a 3-run shot. And that increases the lead to 10-2 OU.
It's a great at bat there by Grace Green, just waiting on her pitch, taking her time as a pinch hitter coming in, seeing that pitch and just driving it opposite field. That pitch, unfortunately for Spellhawk, just floated a little too much right down the middle.
Right fielder Nicole Mendez now at bat.
Gosi ran out of room. And it is the second home run of the day for Oklahoma. Not the likely suspects this time, Elam and Green. But again, we talked about the depth of their team, and it's on display right there. Green now with their second home run, now 13 RBIs on the season. And by the way, those 13 RBIs have come in 25 at-bats. So now it is Nicole Mendez standing in. And Iowa State trails by 8. Some of Oklahoma's games couldn't get to the mercy rule fast enough. That is a good play by Ranchez. And so the inning is over, but 3 in on the home run by Green. And it's 10-2 Oklahoma as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Alicia Ranchez batting for Iowa State. She was at the plate when Ramos was caught stealing to end the 5th inning for the Cyclones. Ranchez has not been retired today. She was hit by a pitch and walked. Right side, handled nicely by Snow. 1 up, 1 down. 3 unassisted, and Logan Shaven will bat for Iowa State. Shaven got one of the best swings of the day against Oklahoma starter Shannon Sale. Missed a grand slam by a few feet. A foul ball.
Had a few really good foul balls her last at bat.
And there weren't a ton of great swings against Sale. She was very impressive with 11 strikeouts. Kelly Spellhog did get her for a home run eventually. Now Olivia Raines. We talked about the depth and quality of the Oklahoma pitching staff. She'll handle this one herself.
Fields her position nicely there.
Last chance coming up for Iowa State.
We talked about Sale with the 0 ERA going into this game. Well, Raines also has a 0 ERA. So
she has worked 12 1/3 innings coming into this one, allowed 6 hits, 4 walks, and struck out 15. And she faces Gosi, who is the last hope for Iowa State to extend this game. Oklahoma with that 8-run advantage here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes ball 2. She's ahead 2-0. So what were you thinking for that pitching matchup tomorrow? You got any?
I think Iowa State's got to go back to Carly Charles.
I think that's likely, yep. 3-0 now.
Oklahoma? I'm really not sure.
Yeah, they could go with Nicole May. They could come back with Juarez. We'll see. They could come back with Sale. Gosi takes a strike right down the middle. 2-1 now.
I'd love to see another G. Juarez Carly Charles matchup. That was a great game in Game 1.
It really was. 9-7 Oklahoma won the opener in the series. Stand corrected. 3-1 the count. And Gosi to the left side. And that will be handled by Riley Boone. And so Oklahoma wins it 10-2. They take the first 2 games in the series, and Oklahoma, for the first time in school history, is 24-0.